there, and welcome to Honeybeeyoutarot. My name is Melissa. Thank you for coming back, to all of you who have been with me and who are subscribers, and welcome to those of you who are just coming across my channel for the first time. So today I'm going to do the new moon in Pisces reading. Full disclosure, I was going to do something like completely different, use my creativity, try something completely new. And I always do a reading on myself first to get myself out of the way. And it just wasn't flowing. The decks were not flowing. It just wasn't going. I am going to do something a little bit different. However, it's not going to be as extravagant, and it's going to be a shorter reading. I was planning to do all of the signs. I'm not going to do it. This is for all of the signs, not for each individual sign, although I might decide later in the reading, we'll see how it goes, to pull an oracle for at least the elements, air, earth, water, and fire. So, and what I want to say is that's really kind of what this energy is, the new moon in Pisces. This is a time to be creative. This is a time to be, kind of dreaming, feeling the inspiration, allowing yourself to be very creative and expansive in your dreaming, right? The sky is no limit. And not necessarily the time to be implementing everything. However, the experimental stage, right, could be present or coming up. I also notice a lot of kind of roller coaster energy of feeling, just really charged up and energetic and excited. And then the next stage is feeling really, really tired, sort of out of nowhere, maybe even sad or moody. And then the next day back up, just kind of like this roller coaster of emotions, as we're really, this is a cathartic time, a cleansing time, the final push. And I was meditating as I was shuffling, and what came to me was, all of the shows that we have on remodeling, rehabbing, restoring homes, right? And they're very different, right? You can go in and you can restore a home. You want to keep everything and return it to its original, sort of glory, and keep as much of the original pieces as you can. You can rehab a home. Again, some things will stay, some things will not, or you can, completely gut. You've got a framework. Sometimes you have to knock things down. The foundation is bad. The roof is bad. I mean, it's almost like, okay, we've got to start from scratch. And so I kind of feel like this is a time for everyone to figure out, what work are you doing? For a lot of us, it's, we got to let go of everything. And maybe there's the framework. And for some, it's recognizing more, what can stay, what is still maybe, valuable in my life as I move forward to do something new. But for everyone, it's almost like we have to cleanse out. We've got to cleanse out the old, right? We've got to clear out the stuff that's dated out, has lived past its purpose, with a bye-bye, thank you for the lessons, thank you for the experience, thank you for the whatever it is you taught me. But it's, whatever it is you gave me, but it's, you know, it's time for something new. So I don't know, that was kind of a long-winded explanation, I guess. My energy today is tired, actually, and I really shouldn't be at all, but I am. Whoops. Well, I didn't even ask the questions. Okay. So guess what came out? Meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. All right, there you go. What? And step out of your comfort zone. Okay. So that is the general overall energy, right, that we're experiencing. Stepping out of your comfort zone. If you don't know what your North Node is, I would highly, highly, highly recommend that you go to one of the free websites, astro.com. You know, you plug in, is one, for instance. You plug in your information. For your North Node, you do not need your time, your birth time, and lots of people don't know their birth time. So if you don't, and you have all the other information, you plug that in, you find your natal chart, and it will show you, on astro.com at least, it says true north. So true node. So true node and North Node, or true north, I don't know what they say, sorry, are the same. And then, you know, do some research on what that means, okay? What does that mean for me? If you want to go further, you can look at what house your North Node is in. But that is really about your path, and I feel it is a guide to, you know, your why, your path, your purpose. What are you here to learn, to balance out from past lives, and whatever you believe about past lives, it's balancing something out, okay? So overall energy, meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces, okay? It's being creative. It's allowing yourself the time to rest. You can reflect, but rest, and taking that time to really imagine, you know, what could be, and also allow yourself to receive answers and images. You know, you don't have to go to nothingness when we meditate, but we can, you know, one of the things I like to say is open my heart and quiet my mind. What is it you want me to know? And then I just sit and I breathe, and if interruptions come into my awareness, I let them be there and let them flow out. And then I know, because I've been doing it long enough, I know when I'm getting messages from my higher self, God, spirit, you know, the list goes on, whatever you want to call that realm. And I call it all of that on a personal note. I'm talking too much. So this is in general. Let's see what is the energy for, well, that was quick, for love. Okay. All right, a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. Look at the bigger picture. Interesting. Okay, because we can really, well, the energy is gaining momentum, and believe in the impossible. Okay. So I think no matter where you are on your journey in relationship or in love, okay, and that's all the relationships that we can have, dream big. Allow yourself to feel love and compassion for yourself, for the situation, for the other person. Something is manifesting, gaining momentum, right? But it looks to me like if you can get out of like the ego and what a certain situation might appear to be on its surface, right? Like they're such a dog or she's such a, you know what, with a capital B. If you make a conscious choice to give rather than take, okay, so give. I'm going to give of myself, give of my heart. I can change the narrative and say, rather than that person is hurting me, I could say, what is this experience with that person teaching me, right? What am I learning in this experience about myself and about myself in relationships, right? It doesn't mean you have to stay with the person. And I'm talking more of the negative things here because I want to make that clear. But you can get more out of it if you can think from, what does it say? Look at the bigger picture, okay? Because we're all here to learn. And learning and growing is a choice. A lot of people don't make that choice. They're so in their ego. They're so in, their wounding and their pain that they just struggle to take a step back. And so I would say, no matter where you are in your journey in love, and by that I mean relationship, at the bottom of the deck is hold your vision. Okay, so allow yourself to still imagine as if you have this virtual vision board what it is that you want to create. Try to let go of the exact thing that it looks like and connect with what would it feel like to have this vision, this dream, okay? And believe in the impossible. Beautiful. Okay. And how about for career? So I'm doing this a little bit differently, right? It's not as new or novel as I wanted it to be for myself, but I have not divided these into 3 parts previously to my memory or awareness. Okay, so I love it. How about for career? How about for career? What is the energy? Whoa. What is the energy around career? Okay. Expect powerful change, new moon eclipse, and confidence is the key to your success. New moon in Leo. Wow. Excellent. I just feel like, you have to be confident in order to really believe. And in order to manifest, you have to believe. You have to believe in your dream. And to be honest, I personally believe from my mind, and I have faith, right? That's a different type of belief. But my mind believes that faith, it is the active component in what shows up in our lives, and that is what we were taught, that is how we can heal, that is how we can create the impossible, that is going to require a certain amount of confidence in that ability, right? So it's faith right? And confidence coming together. Because we do have to take action. We do have to be in our human body. You know, God helps themselves. And this is an initial energy, right? So it's confidence is key to your success. It's new moon. So, you know, when we start to take those action steps, we have to be confident that we can achieve it. Now, much like when I was kind of thinking, oh, I'm going to try something different. And I just wasn't connecting to the cards, even though I've done beautiful readings with this particular deck I was going to use. 2 of them I wanted to use for this reading, and I don't have the bandwidth today. I was not connecting, and it was just my own personal reading, and I was like, okay, well, this is what this energy is like. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to feel confident that I can achieve this thing that I want to achieve, this dream. But much like when we're rehabbing a house or remodeling, redoing, whatever your choice is, a house, if we're starting essentially from scratch, if you've ever even just done the slightest remodel, you know something always goes wrong. You don't have the right size drill bit. You don't have the right size screw. You run into some weird pipe that you didn't even know was in the wall. The tile colors don't match. They're not from the same lot. You thought you were going to move a wall when you bought the house, and that was your dream, and now 10 years later you're ready to do that and invest the money, and you find out it's load bearing. You didn't know that. Now you've got to do something different, right? It's like that. So right now, dream, what will it feel like? And then allow yourself to believe, to continue to believe in that capability, but to also be flexible that, you know, you might have to make some changes and some adjustments down the line, but that doesn't mean that you cannot create your vision, because we are very powerful. And you know what? Sometimes you start down the road and you think, you know, this is what I want to create, right? This is my vision. We'll use the house analogy. This is this little house that I bought, and I really want to, you know, I'm going to stay here the rest of my life, and we're going to have kids, we're going to raise a family, and then suddenly the city rezones, and you realize that you're not, I'll just say this, you're not in like this happens all the time in my city that I live in, that you're not in the school district that you wanted, and your kids are going to have to be separated from their besties, and let's just say your sitter that you've utilized for, you know, the last 4 years, and you go, no, and oh dang, I've been working on this, so I've got to move, and I don't want to move, and I put all this love and attention into this house, and now I've got to go, and you're so, you know, fighting against this, like, how can they do this? And you decide, finally you accept, okay, well, I gotta go. I mean, I'm choosing to, and this again, it's a choice. Staying or going isn't the point. The point is, okay, for me, a priority is, not me, Melissa, but in this little story, for me, a priority is I want my kids to be with their besties. I don't want them to, you know, miss out on 5th grade with their bestie. And so for you, that's a priority. So you decide to give up one thing and you move to this whole other place. It's a house maybe that you never thought you would be in. Should I just say it's a different style? But over the next 15 years as your kids move through school and their sports and their, your own personal trials and tribulations, that particular house ends up becoming the home and the feeling that you always wanted to begin with, that you thought you were going to get from that first one, right? So I hope that makes sense. All right. And at the bottom of the deck here, a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer, home and family, right? So very interesting that I was just using that as an analogy. Okay. It's just a phase, little coffee cup I've got here with my lemon water. Okay, forgive me. I hope that was helpful. Okay, so let's see if we can get a little bit more clarity. I did extensively shuffle, and again, this was not the deck I was going to use at all. I wanted something kind of new and fresh, but nope. And I love this. This is my go-to. Okay, so I did extensively shuffle, cleanse, clear, sit on my meditation, or prayers and meditated before. So let's look at, okay, so what, can we get any more clarity? What is the situation in general? I'm not going to break this down much more, I don't think. Oh my God, I can just hear y'all screaming. Okay. All right, let's break it down just a little bit more for each thing. Okay. In general, so we've got death. Okay. So meditate and contemplating, stepping out of your comfort zone. We're letting things go. Finally, what are the last, right? Nine of Wands, been through a lot. Looking back over where we have been, what all we have gone through, and discarding anything that no longer fits, okay? And it's up to each of us to decide how we want to deal with this energy. Are we going to fight against it? I mean, I could have fought against, I can look at it both ways. I can fight against the disconnection I was having to these cards that I really did want to use, or I could fight against using the old cards. I just decided I was going to go with what I was feeling, right? We all can sense when something needs to be let go, needs to be put to rest. And there's just some little pieces maybe that we need to deal with right now as we move through that space. And oh, by the way, when we are cleansing things out and clearing things out, it can be very tiring. So it is important to rest, okay? Okay. And Nine of Wands is also rest and reflection. Okay. So, okay. I said I wasn't going to do this, but I will. So what about in love here? Okay. So what do we say? A time to give, look at the bigger picture, energy is gaining momentum, believe in the possible. Okay? It's going to require courage and strength, right? The ability to wrestle with your pride, your ego, the ability to trust that, you know, that sort of egoic part of yourself, that real primal part, that the beast within is going to need to trust your higher self, that, you know, seeing the bigger picture, that taking a step back and allowing your higher self to reach in. He doesn't have his hand in the mouth, but to, I mean, grab the lion's mouth, right? Like, again, you're going to have to make a choice that I will allow myself to observe myself, to be curious about the situation, to resist being worried about me, take, and be willing to look at the situation in a tamer, calmer way, if you will. You know, she's very, Nine of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck, very independent, very trusting. You know, the falcon here has the little hood over its head. It doesn't need to see, it trusts, right? It's home, it's resting on her little hand, and she's resting, and she's got her hand resting on the pentacles and everything that she has already built, right? So we got 2 nines at the bottom of the deck so far. So right at that completion, the ending of cycles, right? Okay, and in career, a little more clarity about what this is about. Wow. Okay, so a choice. Oh boy, what do we have here? A lot. Okay. Expect powerful change, and confidence is your key to success. All right, this is complicated, it looks like. And the reason why I initially say that is because anytime a stack of cards like this comes out, I already know the energy is pretty complicated. That's just a sign to me. Yeah. Here at the bottom of the deck, I mean, 10 of Swords, followed by the 3 of Swords, followed by the 3 of Cups. Okay. So right off the bat, I'm thinking, if there has been any loss, hurt, pain, backstabbing, betrayal, realization that something is you know, no longer viable for you, maybe is no longer even in existence. I mean, let's face it, you know, with COVID and all of the economic and financial repercussions of that, you know, a lot of us are suddenly becoming entrepreneurs and becoming unshackled from the chains of working for the man and, you know, someone else. And so while it can be very scary, and it can be very painful and create some anxiety and some uncertainty, it also is full of potential, right? The darkness, the hole, the nothingness is always full of potential if you're willing to create, right? Okay. Oh, nose is itching. I keep thinking it's my hair. It's not. Okay. So, Two of Swords. A choice, a decision needs to be made. And or there's an unwillingness to make it. Okay, so we have the devil energy there. The devil is a sign of Capricorn or Saturn, you know, master builder, is concerned with all of the material stuff, with building, with money. So definitely can be connected to work, to legacy. Okay, so 10 of Pentacles. You know, am I feeling that am I feeling bound by the money, the car, the house, the things? Even a belief system. The devil card reminds me very much of the shadow. Oh, he's not here. Where's my deck? The shadow of the Hierophant. Okay, so let me show you. I mean, some of you might know this. I don't even know how many people are going to watch, but for whoever's watching, I'll just show you something. Okay. So here we have the Hierophant. Okay, beliefs, morals, ethics, teaching of like the higher esoteric sort of what things, or the study of, or being a student of, right? Like there are ways and beliefs. Okay. This is also reminiscent of the Lover's card, and many people refer to that. But I also see a connection, okay, to the devil, a connection to the Hierophant. Here, both hands are raised, right? Like up towards the higher, the spiritual realm. Here, we've got one hand up and one hand down. With these two people are here to learn. I'm guessing they're learning. Or they're, you know, in the hierarchy of spiritual progression, I guess. And these people are chained. Okay, so what is the belief system around, you know, what's important to you? Is it purpose, meaning? What kind of legacy do you want to live? Is your legacy defined by the material stuff that's left? I mean, that's wonderful if you can do that. But if you can't, and shitstorm happens, you know, or something happens like, oh, I don't know, a pandemic, and you have to start over. You know, are you willing to be confident in your ability to be a creator, a co-creator, an entrepreneur? Ingenious even? Okay, Six of Pentacles. So it could be a time where there's a flipping and a flopping, right? Like maybe once upon a time I was a have, or I was the boss, and now I'm going to have to you know, not have, or be the worker, and or flip it over. You know, could be I was working for the man, but now I want to be my own boss, and I'm going to I'll do the work, and I can decide what or how I want to look at this process. Like, is it a burden? Or is it, you know, it's 2 10s. I mean, this is crazy. 2 10s here. Or is it just something, you know, that I've decided, like, yeah, I've just got to go that extra mile. I will do what needs to be done. And it may feel like it's all on you. It may feel like you're very alone. And in many ways, we all are alone in our journey, in the legacy that we are going to leave behind. Well, we have to make the choice, you know, am I going to do this? Am I willing to do this? I had another thought that popped in my head and I don't know where it went. If I think of it again, I'll say. Okay, and King of Cups, maintaining stability in the midst of, you know, we've got like waves, pretty high waves for these drawings, right? And a giant fish, it almost looks like a whale, with the ship, the sail, I don't know what they're called, but an old-fashioned ship with the sails, right? I mean, it's big. Lots of emotionality all around the King of Cups. Here we go, Pisces. You know, maintaining emotional stability, maintaining connection, trust, acceptance, peace, even in the midst of a shakeup. Right. And the Emperor. You know, I feel like you're considering that you want to be your own boss man is what I'm thinking, or boss babe. That's what I would say. What is really, really important to me right now? After everything, after this big shakeup that we've gone through, what is really important to me? What do I want to control, create, and feel empowered? Should I create it? I don't know if that was a complete sentence or what that was, but okay, does that? All right. Okay, so in case you don't know, spontaneity, being able to pivot, let's say, is a part of being creative, part of the creative process. So I was not going to do this like this. Even as I started, I've already adjusted this reading and how I was going to format it twice. There are 3 times if you think of the initial idea that I had. So I'm going to do that, and now I will take a, let's see, an oracle card, okay, for each element. And we'll take it from the John Holland Psychic, what's it called? Psychic Tarot for the Heart deck, okay? So it is tarot, but I'm going to use it. We're just going to take 1 card. Hopefully we just get 1 card for each element. And what I've seen is that a lot of the elements right now are sharing energies. So, okay. Okay, so let's start off with fire. One card with fire. And I will make sure that I put whatever comes out back in the deck so that, you know, if it's the same message for the next element, then it's the same message, you know. I feel like what we're going through is I mean, it's just, it's so palpable to me anyway at how collective it is, you know? Yeah, lead. So we got the Emperor and finding balance, 2 of Pentacles. Okay. Same. That is for fire signs. So let's see what this says. You know, finding balance. Are we balancing out the pie, right? The pie of life, or the life pie, health, family, friends, spirituality, study, you know, school. You know, are you maintaining personal time with, you know, time with others? Okay, let's see. Fire signs, guide, prioritize, art, structure, effort, and reason. In matters of the heart, the energy of this card can both help and hinder. Examine the role you play in your relationships. Do you take the lead and guide the direction of the relationship, or do you follow the other person? If you lead, are you forcing your will on the other person? If you follow, are your own needs being met? A solid relationship involves give and take, lead and follow. There has to be an even exchange of energy, and this is true for all relationships. This card reminds you to guide, not dominate. This card focuses on the intellectual rather than the emotional side of relationships. How is a relationship serving those involved? If a relationship is to be healthy and strong, everyone's needs must be met. There has to be sufficient structure and order so that each person knows the boundaries. Each person must make the relationship a priority by putting effort into making it strong. And finally, the decisions made in and about the relationship must be based on sound reasoning rather than pure ego. Didn't I talk about that earlier? Yeah. Here's your card. If you're looking for a romantic relationship, are you actively searching, or are you hoping someone will simply show up in your life? This is a card of action, of being proactive, not reactive. Take the lead, network, make yourself available. Affirmation: I ensure that my relationships are healthy and that each person's needs are met. Okay, so that is for fire signs. Again, you know, look at your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus sign, quite frankly, for this particular reading. That would probably be good, because if I'm not mistaken, Venus is still in Pisces and is, you know, influencing this energy. And it's a good place to be. You know, there's a shadow and a light component to that. You know, it's wonderful to be dreamy and creative and romantic and all of that stuff, but we don't want to be, you know, delusional. I'm sorry, I did not even call what element. So, okay, let's look at Earth. So I'm not going to put timestamps because if you're going to check for the message for each of your placements, probably going to have, you know, something there anyway, in each of the elements. Okay, so we've got an Earth card, awaiting results. Okay, so this is really about what I was talking about, you know, taking a step back to assess what is worth holding on to and keeping, and what is what kind of needs to be, pulled up and thrown in the compost bin, recycled, said goodbye to, burned in the fire pit, what have you. But it's kind of, I see sevens as a choice point. Okay, so far something is growing. There is a manifestation. Now what? Now what do we do, right? But let's see. Oh, and blossom here, so very similar, like a resurrecting here. Did I show you the image? Awaiting results, and then bottom of the deck is blossom. Grabbing that sun energy and rebirthing, bringing back to life, using your magic. All right, let's see. Keywords: patience, assessment, outcome, alternatives. You put much energy into creating and attracting the relationships you desire and are eager to see positive results. Patience is needed, however. Reshaping attitudes and beliefs takes time. Refining yourself so that you'll attract just the right person is a process. If you find yourself becoming frustrated at the apparent lack of visible change, step back and focus on something other than your relationships for a while. And since I'm using these as oracle, it's not just for relationships, even though, we are looking at Venus and Pisces. Apply this as it is in your life, whether you're looking for a relationship with someone else, with yourself, with, in work or in life in general. Okay. Yeah. So if you find yourself frustrated, step back and focus on something other than your relationships for a while. When you're feeling more detached, you'll be in a better position to notice any improvements. If you've invested enough time, then take a moment to evaluate your progress. Are your efforts bearing fruit? Are you seeing the desired changes in your interactions with others? If yes, excellent, carry on. If not, it may be time to shift your approach. Look for alternative strategies to affect the change you desire. What works with one person may not work with another. When working on yourself, be sure that you're being true to who you are and not simply following society's formula for relationships. Wow. Yes. Excellent. Okay. So that was for the earth element. Hey, that's what I should say. We're not necessarily talking to signs, but elements within each of us. And of course, we can be heavy-sided, in one element or another in our own natal chart. And some of us are more balanced. But again, check sun, moon, rising, or Venus. It's complicated when we start talking about astrology. But anyway, okay, now let's look at air. The air signs. Okay, message for the air signs. Message for the air signs. Oh, heart chakra. Let's get one more. Okay, air signs. Something really, really focused on your heart chakra. Right. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Yeah. All right, giving and receiving. giving and receiving. Similar. Okay. Important to work on boundaries, to ask for help if you need it, to get support, to know that you are supported, even if you on this plane really are alone in some ways. Know that you are supported, know that you're worthy of giving and receiving whatever it is that you're needing at this time. And if it's, the heart chakra, it's kind of very highlighted here. So this may be very much tied to your emotional sphere. Giving and receiving. Okay, for the air signs. Balance, reward, share, and ask. When this card appears, relationships take on a loving, balanced energy. You've worked hard to understand yourself and others, and now it's paying off. You've been rewarded with joy and fulfillment. Is there someone in your life who could benefit from what you've learned around matters of the heart? Take some time to share your insights. Be careful, though. Don't try to solve people's problems. Just be a mentor. Also, look for other ways that can be of assistance to those around you, but be sure to give only what you can and do no more, right? We don't want to get into that over-functioning or codependency stuff. And in the spirit of balance, be open to receiving support and inspiration from other people. The universe is waiting to help you. You're blessed at this time and will receive additional favors if you ask for what you still need. Trust that you will receive it, right? Didn't we get that earlier? A time to give rather than take. Okay, so we don't want to be in the codependent state, nor do we want to be, selfish. We want to believe in the ability to have balance. And trust that you will receive it. I don't know where I found that or saw that, but anyway. Okay, so that's that. And finally, I need to water. Okay, finally the water elements. Okay, a message for water. Final message for our water signs, water element. Final message. Everything that wants to pop out, I'll just tell you, is very positive. Now watch, I'll say that. Just was very Virgo. Okay, come on. Let's see. Water, 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 water. All right, we'll take it. Okay, so Hierophant or teach at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Throat chakra. So we're going to need to be speaking our truth and listening to others. Manifest. Okay. The Magician. Confidence is the key. Believe and you shall succeed. Believe in the impossible, right? Get out of your comfort zone. Base chakra as well. Okay. So, yeah. Something that will help you feel, yeah, this wanted to come out earlier. Look at that. Wow. That looks amazing. You know, it's believe and you will achieve and you will shine and you will be, you know, feeling that glorious vibrancy, that joy, resurgence, reawakening, you know, ecstasy is the word I want. Okay. It's almost like we've got a 1 and then we've got a 10. So it's almost like 2 1s, right? Like there's that, but then there's also, we have 19 plus 1, that's 20. Or I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. So we've got the 2 1s, right? So, man, this is awesome. Very karmic. Manifest. And both of these are major arcana. Okay. Act, create, focus, magic, clarity, and intent. This is a time of great power for you. The Manifest card is here to tell you that anything is possible. Anything is possible. You have all the tools at your disposal to create whatever you desire. You have a variety of tools that can be put to good use. The ability to love unconditionally, to support, to cherish, to listen, to understand, to forgive, to be kind, to be joyful, and even to be silly. All of these are useful tools in managing affairs of the heart. Take some time to determine what your best tools are so that you can use them to work your own unique brand of magic around relationships. Before using these tools to manifest your desires, take some time to be clear on exactly what you want. A magician is always focused on his or her intent before working magic. You have the ability to manifest what you desire now, so take a moment so there's total clarity. What do you truly need and want? Is it, right, take some time to get clear. A magician is always focused on his and her intent before working magic. You have the ability to manifest what you desire now, so take a moment so there's total clarity. What do you truly need and want? Is it in your highest good? Sorry for the repeat there. Is it in the highest good of the other? Will it harm anyone? Magic and manifestation are powerful. When you come from a place of love, you will generate love. Be clear, be honest in your intent, and take action to manifest your heart's desire. You have what it takes to achieve this. Wow. Okay, and then 19, shine. Keywords: believe, realize, harness, enthusiasm, potential, and breakthrough. This card symbolizes the positive and powerful energy that now surrounds you. By embracing this energy, you can improve current relationships and draw new ones to you. See yourself in a glowing orb of brilliant golden light. Believe in the power of this light to infuse your relationships with enthusiasm, life, and greater love and understanding. See it moving outward, surrounding all of the people you know and filling them with joy and hope. Visualization can be quite powerful now, so use it to magnetize and attract what you want in your life. So similar, right? So similar. It's also a time for you to let your own light shine. You are an amazing being. You are magnificent. Realizing and believing this is the key to unlocking your personal potential. Confidence is your key to success. Be confident in your dealing with others. Use your talents to point relationships in positive, empowering directions. Letting your own light shine will act as a beacon to attract others to you, people of like mind and similar vibration. It will also encourage others to let their own light shine. Harness the amazing energy surrounding you and shining from within you. Use this energy to break through any obstructions that stand in the way of complete happiness. Know that you deserve the best. People are attracted to you when you are joyful, enthusiastic, and confident. Radiate these qualities into the world and see what beautiful things you attract. Wow, isn't that great? Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this reading, this format. If you did, please leave me a comment. I'm actually going to leave all of this out for myself and meditate on that as we come into the new moon on the 13th. And, you know, I encourage you to do the same. Do any journaling, visualizations, light some candles, do something that allows you to just take some time to sit and dream and reflect on all this potential, all of this potential that is here. It's not necessary to take any great action steps, but to visualize and feel, you know, what it is that you're looking to feel. Okay, if I create this, if I see this, see what comes up in your body, see what emotions come up, see how you're feeling, and allow yourself to really experience that with this new moon energy. Okay, be well. Bye-bye.